On Friday afternoon, Altrincham Football Club announced potentially the most significant move in the club's history as teenage striker Duncan Watmore moved to Sunderland Football Club. Everybody at Moss Lane absolutely disappointed, of course, that Duncan's leaving, but really delighted that he's got such a fantastic move. And we've got the man himself with us here today. Duncan, first of all, congratulations. Fantastic move for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Obviously, this is a big opportunity for me. I went down for the medical on Wednesday night for Thursday, and the facilities there are so impressive. Been really impressed with the club and how they've dealt with me and the people at Sunderland. And so, yeah, just looking forward to it. It's a good experience.
And a big day to go down there and sign your contract and everything. How long is it that Sunderland have been interested in you?
Well, I think it was probably about 8 weeks ago that I first heard of the interest. Went down there to check it out, and it was, as I say, really impressed with the facilities. It's unbelievable down there, up there actually. And so, yeah, and it was about 8 weeks ago, and then I got injured at Guiseley, I think it was. And so I didn't really think much more of it. I was just focusing on the season and disappointment of playoffs and everything, and it was just a big shame. But then I just found out about it recently, that they'd acted on their interest, and it all happened so quickly. So, yeah.
A phenomenal amount of interest in you throughout the season. At what stage did you really think maybe a big move was on the cards?
To be honest, I didn't ever think like that. I was never thinking like that. I knew from the start that as soon as you start thinking like that, you're in trouble. You just got to concentrate on your game. And that's all I was focused towards. I was literally just, the only aim of me this season was to do the best for it and see if we can get up. And unfortunately, we didn't do that. But as I say, I wasn't thinking at any point like, oh, there's a big move on the cards for you. I just kept grounded and just carried on playing my football.
I think everybody was delighted when you signed a contract for this season, and then during the season your contract was extended. And I think a lot of people thought that you might move on because potentially a big move was going to come in, but not to a smaller league club. But if somebody came in maybe from the Championship or the Premier League, then that might be just too much to turn down.
Yeah, as you say, people were always speculating, and I wasn't thinking about which club would say yes to, which club would say no to. I was just thinking, play my football. If anything happens, it happens, and then we take it from there. And luckily, we did get a good offer, and it's obviously a really, really good opportunity for me. And to be able to carry on my studies up there as well was also a big factor, and that I'm really happy about that. So I think, as you say, you might not have thought I'd go to a lower league club, and I wasn't thinking like that at all. I wasn't thinking about going. I was just concentrating on my football, and then it came up, and it was too good an opportunity to turn down. Very lucky guy.
And yeah, your studies are clearly important, coming to the end of your first year at Manchester University. So how's that going to work from here on in?
Well, hopefully the plan is to transfer to Newcastle University, and then if that happens, then that'll be great, because then it transfer from economics of finance to economics of business management. It's a similar course, so that's all fine. And I think hopefully I'll be able to just do that course whenever I have free time, even if I miss lectures and that. The stuff will be online, so I'll just be working hard whenever I have free time, and I think that should fit in well. But obviously football will be my focus, and my education will come behind that. But I'll always keep with that.
And of course, you've been in the first team now for the whole of this season and back at the end of last season. But you've been with Altrincham Football Club for a long, long time after you with Manchester United. First of all, how much of a disappointment was it to leave United?
Well, I think I must have been 13 at the time, and obviously it was a shame. And I'd loved my time there, and I'd obviously learnt a lot there. But when you're 13, I mean, there's so much time ahead, and I knew I just wanted to. I didn't think I played football properly for 2 years. I enjoyed it, but wasn't really. Just went back to play with my mates and that kind of thing. And then the opportunity came to join. I think it was Hale Barnes and they merged into the second Altrincham youth team under Paul Woolley. And I played with them for 2 years when I was 15 and 16. And then George Heslop, as you know, took me up to the first youth team when I was 17. So that must have been the under 18s year. And I had pre-season with them, and I started a few games with them. And then before long, George got me training with the first team, which was a great experience. And then I think that must have been about October when I started training with the first team. So I must have been at George's team for about 3-4 months, but obviously he's had a big influence on me, and I'm grateful for everything he did.
Yeah, George Heslop's got a fantastic reputation at Altrincham Football Club as the youth team manager, and he's been here a long, long, long time. But he said all the way along that you're the best player that he's ever had under his wing, so to speak. But he's a really inspirational character, and I'm sure he made a massive impact on your career.
Yeah, he did. Obviously, everyone knows what he did for me. He's been there for me, and I came through his youth team and he got me training with the first team, and I'm forever grateful for that. And he's a lovely man, and everyone at the club who knows him, everyone respects him so much. He's a great guy. And then, of course, once he got me into the first team training, I was lucky enough to have Lee Sinnott, who gave me the chance, and then it all kicked off from there. I think it must have actually been so. I think it was October started, and then I got maybe 5 minutes against FC United in November, and that was when obviously that was a big moment for me, because even though I didn't get to do anything, it was a chance to like get the Altrincham shirt on, and that was a big moment for me, and forever grateful for getting that opportunity from the manager.
Yeah, and then you were on the bench a couple of times in league games, certainly at Hinckley and Workington, I think, without getting on. Then you've come on as a sub in a 2-0 defeat at Gainsborough. And then probably the game that was a big impact for you was at half-time. We were 1-0 down at Boston back in March. It was actually the day that Fabrice Mwamba had his dreadful issue on the pitch at Tottenham. But you came on at half-time and had an immediate impact and set up the goal for James Lorry.
Yeah, I remember that as probably one of the pivotal moments in my career here. I think as you say, I came on for half time and I came on right midfield. And within 5 minutes, I cut inside. I played a ball through to Leighton, who I think had a cross, and Laurie came in with a header. And so that was obviously a big moment for me to be involved in my first goal, to be involved in the goal for the team. And then after about 15 minutes, I got the ball quite a lot, and I think the occasion I wasn't used to, I'd say. So 15 minutes, I think I was burnt out. Not the best fitness then, but no, that was a really good experience for me, and I think that was quite a key changing point. And
then you've come on, Leeson, that's used you fairly regularly as a substitute on a number of occasions, came on and set up a goal for Damien Reeves at Nuneaton. Then you've made your full debut in the penultimate game of the season at Eastwood. We've won 6-1, and that was a good opportunity for you to get a full 90 minutes under your belt.
Yeah, that was a very good moment, because I think they got relegated then, and it was a good opportunity for me. I think they had a young team as well, and to be able to get my debut there, my full debut, was a really good experience, and we played well that game. I didn't score, or I don't think I was involved in any games, but no, I did play well, and I enjoyed that. So that was a really good experience for me.
Following week, home debut against Gainsborough Trinity, final game of the season. There wasn't too much on the game, but it was lit up by a wonderful goal that you scored, a fantastic chip, and of course that's probably where the Messi comparison started.
Yeah, I think that goal, I'd say, is the best moment I've had here. It was so important for me to obviously get on the score sheet. I'd had a chance about 10 minutes before, I think. I was 1-on-1, and I just hit it straight at the keeper, and I was like, oh no, that's my chance. I thought to myself at the time, I was like, oh, I should have dinked it, because I'd done it in the youth team a few times, and so when it came to the next opportunity, I was like, in my head, I'm just going to dink this. This is it. And you might look at it and think, why has he done that? Why don't you just put it inside? But it was just in my head, I'm going to do this. And luckily it came off. And as you say, the Messi, because of the scoop situation, so that was all a bit of an experience. But yeah, no, it was really good, that goal. So.
And there were a lot of Altrincham fans clamouring for you to be in the starting first team games before Leeson actually put you in. But Lee's really brought you on at the right pace and done a really good job with you. But from the start of this season, you were in from the start. And again, you've scored a wonderful goal in what was a bad day for the football club, a 4-1 defeat against Brackley. But again, sensational effort.
Well, I think, Lee has managed me so well. I'm so grateful for everything he's done, because he gave me the chance, and he knew that obviously as a young guy I might get burnt out every now and then. And I've been really grateful for how he's managed me, and I owe a lot to him for that, and Tulse as well. And both of them I've learned a lot from. And so that was, obviously, as you said, I started the first game of this season, which was a good boost. And I did score that goal. We didn't play that well that game. And it was a bit of a lucky strike, I'd say. I remember I was over there, wasn't I? I just head down and I just swung at it and hoped for the best, and it went in, but didn't matter in the end. It wasn't a great day for us. But as you say, to start off in the first game of the season with a goal, and then the next game against Harrogate to get going and with the goals was a good start.
Yeah, and it was a massive disappointment to lose against Brackley, but to score a goal so early on at Wetherby Road against Harrogate, another fantastic strike, and I think it really lifted everybody.
Yeah, no, it was a good strike. I remember, actually, I was about, 25 yards out, and I've just got the ball. I'm running with it from like 30 yards, and Dens is making an overlapping run on the right, screaming for it, and I probably should have passed it. If that hadn't have gone in, I would have got told off for that one, because he was so free, and so luckily it did go in for me. But I probably should have passed it in there, but not in hindsight, obviously. So that was another good goal, and I was lucky that went in.
Your next goal was against Histon, and another great strike, but in comparison, it wasn't a wonder goal. So I think, but still a very, very good finish.
Yeah, no, I was lucky to score a few good goals at the start, and so yeah, that wasn't a bad one either.
You've had an injury then. You went out jogging and did your ankle and were out for a few games. But back in the team once that was dealt with. And of course, we've had the really good cup run. All of the goals that you've scored for Altrincham have been in the league. I think the closest that you came to a cup goal was the effort at Burton, which the fullbacks deflected in for what was a wonderful moment for the club.
Yeah, no, that also, when I was thinking of good moments or great moments for the club, that also has to be one. The support there was unbelievable, as it has been all season. And to do that when I came on in the 80th minute and just have that feeling, even though what I did was a cross, it was like a cross shot, and then just to get that lucky deflection into the corner was a great feeling. I just remember feeling the adrenaline and the supporters in the background. Oh, it was such a good feeling. Unfortunately, they equalised, but then it gave us a chance to have the televised here, didn't it? Which we didn't take advantage of, but the whole experience was special, the FA Cup, like it always is.
Yeah, one of my enduring images of, I think it was Carl Rogers who knocked the ball through to you, but you've made a fantastic Billy's Boots run, and you are an unorthodox player. You're a bit different to play against.
Yeah, I suppose I am. I'm quite direct. I don't know. I've just always been that way. I've always been a bit of a dribbler, and I'll take it. I'll just always run with the ball, and that's how I play. And I suppose it is unorthodox in a way, but that's my style.
And as the season's gone on, ultimately we've gone out in the playoffs against Brackley, but it's been a very, very enjoyable season. Stuart Coburn spoke to me after the defeat at Brackley in the bar, and he said, disappointing today, but and he's been here, 15 years or so. He's played in an awful lot of games. He says it's been one of the most enjoyable seasons. Some of the football that the team have played has been fantastic. Yeah,
there's a great set of lads here. I've had such a good time. They've been so good with me. Obviously being the youngest, and they really have been so good, and the lads get on so well. And so I think that's made most of the reason why I've had such a good season, because of that, the fact that we get on so well, and we have played really attractive football through like the managers pushing for us to pass the ball and that. And I think that's probably the main two reasons, because we get on so well and we played such nice football, and there's so many lads there that have done so much for me, and I'm so grateful because I've had a really good season here.
Of course, the game against Corby will be remembered, the goal of the season, a wonderful, wonderful goal that went viral on YouTube and everywhere. What do you remember about that particular day and that moment?
To be honest, I don't remember it that much. You might think because it got voted the Altrincham goal of the season that would be like my main moment. But I'd say it was my first goal for the club that was the main moment against Gainsborough. And this was just, I don't know, I don't remember it that well. I just remember getting the ball, and the guy slid in, I just beat him, and I thought, well, it just opened up for me, and I just thought, run. I'm just about to shoot, and I see him coming across the slide, so I just jink back in and slot it in, and luckily, yeah, it got a bigger reaction than I thought it would, to be honest. But yeah, no, I did enjoy that moment, but as I say, I don't really remember it that well.
Yeah, it's funny because it was Carl Piergiani who was the defender coming across, who's a former Altrincham player, and he almost like signals for help on a couple of occasions because he obviously can't deal with the situation, and it was a bad moment for him. But wonderful strike, and the weirdest one too you'll ever see with Sean Densmore.
Oh, yeah, I know. I didn't even notice that until I saw the highlights. I didn't if you told me to describe that goal, I wouldn't have said it started with a 1-2. I didn't have a clue, and I just remember I think I just flicked it. I was facing away from goal, wasn't I? I just flicked it round, and luckily Den's got there to keep it and just played it back in, and I collected the ball from there, and then it started. So as you say, it was a weird way to start the goal.
Another memorable game shortly afterwards was the game against Boston United when we scored 7 goals, and fantastic first half performance, and you set one up for Simon Richmond and scored a goal yourself. Similar goals, but great moments.
Yeah, me and Simon have actually combined quite a lot this season for goals. We've worked well together, and I remember that goal, and it was a really good finish from him. And that game, I think we'd had maybe 3-4 weeks off, so all the lads were dying to play, and you could see that by just the way we got out there. You could see there was something special about that night, and everyone, just the football flowed so well. And I remember I finished off a really good team goal involving like Buzz on the left side with Si again. So there were a lot of good goals that night. Scott Lever scored a good goal as well, didn't they? So no, that was a very good night, and really nice football, like we've played all season, I'd argue.
And just going back to Simon Richmond, I think you've sort of become quite friendly with him this year because he's also at Manchester University.
Yeah, we share lifts all the time, and I'm good friends with him, and I've really enjoyed the season with him, and hopefully next season, well, he'll be doing studies in Manchester, but no, I'll definitely come down and meet him, and obviously the rest of the lads, so that'll be good.
Just going back to the Corby goal for a moment. Your dad put a YouTube video up within a few days, which was a very similar goal that you scored maybe 8 or 9 years ago when you were a kid, but remarkably similar.
Yeah, no, that was weird. I think it was one of my teammates' dad filming it, and he gave it to my dad just because I happened to score that goal that day, and he's kept it ever since. And he just got it. He just dug it out and showed me it. And if you compare the two, they are pretty similar. The way I start off and then I end up finishing the left foot, and it was a weird similarity, I have to say.
And your final goal for Altrincham, a bit of a scabby one against Hinckley, where you almost just found yourself on the line. It was a bit of an unfortunate one from their point of view. The ball's, I think, deflected off the combination of the keeper and the defender, and you're just there to knock it in on the line, which, not the best goal, but they all count.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Den's giving me quite a bit of abuse for that, saying that it had already gone over and I didn't deserve it and all that. But I just thought, why not? I'm here. I might as well tap it in, make the most. But as you say, a goal's a goal, isn't it?
And whilst we didn't make it against Brackley in the playoff semi-finals, you can't take away the memories of what was a wonderful evening in the first leg here. And of course, you were instrumental in setting up the first goal for Simon Richmond with a fantastic piece of play. I can remember you almost like stopped as if you thought you might be offside, and then you've shot off for it and then done wonderfully well to get the ball in the first place and then squeeze it up to Simon. And it was a great goal.
Yeah, I actually watch it and I just look like an idiot, don't I? I'm on the penalty box and I'm thinking to myself, I'm offside. I'm about 3 yards onside. There's like 6 players behind me, so that was quite embarrassing. But luckily I got a chance just to slide in. Probably the only tackle I made this season, to be honest. But it was an important one, and then I just whip it in and Simon gets a good head on it. So that was a special night. But I think the night was so special because of the fans, the whole flair incident, everything just made it special for the players, and I think the fans, like they have all season, have been superb, and the numbers they turned out to in Brackley was a testament to them. And unfortunately we couldn't finish the job off there, which we were all gutted about. But yeah, the fans have been superb this season, and all the players definitely recognise that and appreciate it.
And it's great to have so many young fans. You see lots of replica kits at home games and away games, great travelling support. And it is really good to have lots of young lads supporting Altrincham Football Club, and there clearly are bigger clubs up and down the road.
I think that's completely right. It's really good to see young people around here because obviously we love the support we get, and there's fans all kind of ages coming to watch us, and they're so loud in numbers, and they'll always be there supporting us no matter what. And the players appreciate that so much, and Altrincham as a club have got some of the best fans by far in the league, so we appreciate that a lot.
And let's just have a quick word about your dad, because he's been a big influence on you clearly, and seems to have really helped you and managed your career superbly, and it's been great for Altrincham Football Club to have him around.
Yeah, he's been a big influence on me. Obviously, I'm so grateful for everything he's done behind the scenes and everything. He's always the one who's he's trying to do the best for me, really, and that's the best. But he's, as you say, he's involved with the club, and he loves it here. And he took me to my first ever game was here when I was 4 years old, and he's done that for all my brothers. So we've always had Altrincham in our hearts, and my dad's definitely, he's always going to be here supporting, and he's always going to try and help out wherever he can. And as I say, I'm very grateful for him, and it's good that he's also got my interests and the club's interests at heart, so it's worked well.
Okay, so moving back to the move to Sunderland again now, 2-year contract, which is great news for you. What are your aspirations and ambitions for those 2 years?
Well, I think I've just got to take it as it comes. I'm going to go into the development squad, and I'm just going to have to, take it and do what I can there and hopefully progress. It will obviously be a really weird and new experience for me, but I'm really looking forward to it and really excited for it. Hopefully I can kick on in the development squad, and that's what I want to do. My aim is just to become a better player all round, and I'm going to dedicate towards that. And I wouldn't set aspirations yet. I'm just going to go out there and see what I can do and try and get as high as I can and play as well as I can.
Have you been doing your homework on Sunderland Football Club in the last couple of days?
Yeah, I'm always. I've been recently just checking out everything, and as I say, I've been so impressed with Sunderland as a club, and everything that's been dealt with has been so professional, and everyone at the club has been so nice to me and really welcoming. So yeah, thanks.
And certainly planning 1 or 2 returns back to Moss Lane at some point in the future.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'll always be a fan of Alty, and I love the place. It's such a great club. It's such a well-run club, and all the players realise that as well. It's just a great club to be part of, and there's obviously I'm going to be here back again for many years to come now.
Okay, that's Duncan Watmore there, and thank you very, very much to Duncan for coming along today for his final interview with Altrincham Football Club. We're really going to be tracking his future career with interest, and we wish Duncan all the very best at the Stadium of Light, and with Paolo Di Canio up there, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic experience.